So now let's start the project. Open up the Android Studio and click on new Flutter project. Let's create a new Flutter project. Make sure that Flutter is selected and click next, and here you have to write your project name. I will simply give it name as Amazon underscore clone underscore app. Amazon clone app. Make sure that the name of your project is in small English alphabets, and instead of space you should use underscore. And then here in the description you can add description. For example, this is multi-vendors app with admin web panel. It has Stripe payment integration. So in the description you can just write details about your project, or if you leave it like by default, it's okay. After the description you have organization. Here you can write your organization name, let's say your company name or your name. So I will write my name. After this, checked Android, iOS, unchecked Linux, Mac OS and Windows. Click on create. So first of all, let's remove the extra comments, and also we do not need this my home page and my home page state. And then here in the title we will give it name as Amazon clone app, and also remove this my home page. For now you can just add scaffold. So anyways, now let's explore the project structure. As you can see, make sure that here you click on project. We have the live folder where we have our this man.dart. So inside the live folder, basically we create our dart files, or you can say the coding files. Now in large projects, the professional technique is to keep the code clean and organized, and for that we have some architectural design patterns. So in this course we will use MVC. We will use MVC architecture to keep our code organized and clean, where in the view we design the user interface. For example, the user interface can be cart screen, or let's say registration screen, login screen, payment screen. So all the UI things we implement inside the view, and inside the controller we implement the logic, or you can say the business logic, that is the functionalities you can say we implement inside the controllers. Model represents the data structure, or you can say the data classes. So let's add the structure. So right click on lib, new, let's create new directory, model, then views, and then finally we have controllers. Now for example, we will start from the login screen. So the UI, as I told you, we will implement inside the views. So right click on views, new, let's create a new folder, and we will give it name as pages. Right click on pages, new directory, and we are going to create a new folder by the name auth. So inside the auth folder we will have the page related to that is the login page and the sign up page. So for example, right click on auth, new dart file, and we will create our first page, which will be login underscore page. Now let's quickly import material.dart and create a stateful widget. We will give it name as login page, where we will implement first the user interface. So return scaffold widget, body center widget, single child scroll view, child form widget. We need to add a form key, global key, form state. You will give it name as key form. Using this key form, or you can say form key, we will manage our this login form, which we will implement now, of course. So we can say key underscore key form child column widget. My next is alignment dot center children widget, as we will display multiple widgets, like for example the title of the login page, and then we will have some multiple text fields for getting input from the user. So let's proceed. First we will add title using the text widget. So for example we will say sign in to shop now, comma, let's apply some text style on it. For example, the font size for this we want it to be 20, and then letter spacing we want 2, and the font weight we want bold. So font weight dot bold. And there is also other properties like color, if you want to change the color of your text to any other color. So for that you can just say colors dot pink or any color you want. Okay, we will go with the default one. As this whole text widget is constant, that is, it has a constant text which will not change later on, and it will be the same. So for that purpose, any widget which is constant, we add a const modifier with it. Okay, and to make the UI more beautiful, what we will do, we will just copy paste this text widget, add down below, and here we will just display sign in. Okay, and then after it we will have to shop now. So it will be 22 and this one will be 20. I will provide this image file. Please download this image file and then copy it and come back to your project, right click on your project name, new directory. We will create here a folder by the name images. Then right click on images and then click paste and click OK. So we paste our login.webp image here, this image. So to use this image in our project, we have to include the path, this image's path, in the pubspec.yml. So in here in the pubspec.yml you will see this assets. Okay, remove the comments from it. Now here please make sure that this assets A must be below the user's material U, which simply means no space forward, no space backward, otherwise you will get error. Just exactly like this, you have to follow the indentation. Then after comes the path we include here, and the path starts from the second S of the assets. Like below this second S you have to write dash, which is hyphen, then one space, and then your folder name. So in my case my folder name is images slash, which means whatever is inside the images folder is, that is now the part of our this Flutter project. Then let's add this in our project. So you can either execute this command flutter pub get, okay, press enter, or you can also click on this pub get and it will run the same flutter pub get command automatically. So if the exit code is 0, it means everything goes successfully, it is added successfully. Now let's come back here, and here we will add image from asset, that is dot asset, and we have to include the path, that is inside the images we have an image by the name login dot webp. And of course you can set the width and height for this image. So for example we will set the width to 220 and the height also to 220. Now let's test how our UI looks. So open up your emulator, or you can test the application on your real phone. So I will install the app on my phone. So the app is running now, and from here make sure to include the login page. And also here in the main you have to add widget flutter binding dot ensure initialized. Then you can clean your project from here, tools, flutter, flutter clean, or you can also clean it from here, like just writing this command in the terminal and press enter. Okay, once you do this, then run flutter pub get from here, or here you will see get dependencies, click on it. Okay, and it will do the same thing, flutter pub get, or click on get dependencies. So once you do this, now let's install the app again on the phone. So this is how our UI looks. Okay, first we have an image, and then we have sign in, and then to shop. Now what we need to do is we will remove the width and height from our image. Okay, from this image, and we will adjust the width of this image according to the screen size, because some user will have a small phone with small screen, and some will have phones with large screens. So according to the screen size, we want to make it responsive. According to the screen size, it will adjust automatically. So 70% of the screen it will take. Okay, or if you want to increase, then let's say for example I want to take 90% of the screen width for this image. Okay, it is totally up to you how much you want. Let's add color to over this sign in text. So you can say colors dot deep purple, and then also for this text to shop now, and the size we will decrease to 18, and also remove this font weight dot bold from it. So now let's quickly proceed and start adding the text field, the input fields. So first we will add text form field, add some decoration to it, border outline input border, border radius dot circular, and we want it to be 12. Then after the border we will add a label to this text form field. It will be email, and then prefix icon at the start of the text field, or you can say at the left side of the text field we want to add a icon. You can either add icon or image as well. For example, to add image we can simply say image dot asset. So I will provide these two images by the name lock and email. Download this, then copy these two images, and then paste it inside the images. Okay, lock and mail. So inside the images we have mail.png. Okay, make sure to close the debugging and install the app again on the phone, since we have added these two images inside the images folder. So as you can see, this is our text field with a hint and with a image. Now what we want is we want some padding from the left and right side, or we can apply as a whole on our this column. For example, click here before this column, you will see yellow bulb, click on it and wrap with padding. So from all side 8. Okay, if you want to increase it further, then you can increase to 14. Also we will add some space between the to shop now text and our text field. So after this, you can say size box of height 16. Now the next thing is when the user start typing in this text field, we have to get that text. So that is on change property of the text form field, using which we can get the input of the user. So for example, we will say on changed, and the text value which the user will type, we have to get that. So for example, we will initialize two variables. One is by the name email text. We will initialize it with an empty string, and similarly in the same way we can initialize one more for the password. So now for example, for the email text field, when the user type the text, we will assign it to the email text variable. That text value we assign to the email text variable. Then we will also add a validator which will check if the text field is empty or not. If it is empty, that is, let's say the user leave it empty, then the user click on the login button, we will tell to the user, please write your email. So by the same text value, we will recognize that is the text which the user type. So if the text value, if it is empty, then we will simply tell to the user that is, please write your email. Otherwise, return null. So this is our email text field. In the same way, we can implement the password text field. So copy paste this text field down here, and this one is for the password. So assign the text value to password text, and then please write your password, and the label text will be password. As you can see, now between the email and password text field, we will add a size box of height 16. Okay, and this one, let's increase it to 22. Now for the email, the text will be visible, but for the password we must secure it. So for the password, we have to add a property. So for the password, we will add a property obscure text set is to true. So it will convert the text to dotted form, as you can see. Then we have to add a button. So after the password field, we will add some space first, and then we will add the elevated button. And then after the on press clicked event, we have the child, that is the name for this button. Let's apply some background color for this button. So we can do that by simply saying elevated button dot style from. Proceed with blue color for the background. You can also make this button big by simply applying the style, that is, after the background color you can add padding, and it will be padding edge inserts dot symmetric, and vertically we want it to be, let's say, 30. So in vertical direction, how much you want to give it the size, and in horizontally how much you want it to be. So for example, horizontally I want it to be 120, as you can see. Okay, so horizontally and vertically. Make sure to add a const modifier with the edge insert dot symmetric. Now let's implement the sign up page. So right click on auth, new dot file, and we will give it name as sign up underscore page. Now just like the login page, we will have the sign up page. So for the time saving, what we will do, we will copy this whole login code from here, select all, copy, and then go to the signup page.dot file and paste the code here. Now of course we will do the changes for the sign up. For example, select this login page name, right click on it, refactor, rename. We will give it name as sign up page, just like this. And then one more changes you have to do here for the sign up is to change this button to sign up, or you can say create account. Similarly, the title for this page will be create a new account. So for the sign up page we have create a new account title, and for the login it is sign in. Let's go with sign in to shop now. So this is our sign up page, and now how we will come to the sign up page? It is simple. That is, on the login page we will add here a text button on which when the user click, the user will be sent to the sign up page. So come back here to the login page, and after the login button, let's add some space first of height 22, and then we can add a text button. The name of this will be don't have an account, or you can say need an account. Don't have an account, question mark, sign up here, or you can say register here. And then of course this is the text button. Okay, make sure to remove this text first, and it is called text button. So it has two properties. One is the on click event, another one is child, and then the text which we want to display on this button. So for example, for this, usually the practice is that for this button the color is blue, and it is totally up to you which color you want to give to it. Okay, and of course, and when the user click on this button, we will send the user to the sign up page. So navigator.push context, comma, material page root, comma, builder context C, and our page name where we want to send the user, it is sign up page. So for example, if you test the application now, you can see here don't have an account, sign up here. So when you click on it, it sends us to the sign up page, create a new account, email, password, create account button. So now go to the sign up page, and what we want to do now is I will provide this image by the name sign up. Download it, copy it, and then paste it inside the images folder. So we have this image by the name signup.png. So signup.png. To test the application, make sure to close the debugging first and install the app again on the phone. Okay, because we had a new image. So anyways, it will be installing on the phone, and also we need to add another variable because we will add another text field for getting the name of the user. Okay, so name text, and then what we need to do, we need to add another text form field, and it will be above email. So for example, I will simply copy the text form field alongside with size box 16 and paste it here. Okay, and this is name, and label text will be name. So if you go to the sign up page, you can see it looks like this. Now we need to change the icon for the name. So for that purpose, I have provided this image already, which is by the name user. Copy it and simply add it to your images folder. Okay, and then here we can simply say user.png, which is the image name. And then after it, in the same way, just like on the login page, we have this text button. What we will do, we will also add the same button just like this. Okay, we will add here as well, that is already have an account, login here. So that button we have to add here. Okay, so for the time saving from the login page, you can just copy this size box 22 alongside with this text button and go to the sign up page, and after the create account button, we can simply paste that text button alongside with size box, and it will be already have an account. Already have an account, login here, and instead of sign up, it will be login page now. So if we test the application, as you can see here, so already have an account, login here. Okay, you can see that. Now one more thing which we have to do is the validation we already added on our text field, as you can see. Okay, for everyone we are checking. So now for example, let's start from the login page. When the user click on the login button, then we have to validate our form. We will say if the key form dot current state dot validate, just validate it. If it is validated, if the fields are filled by the user, then simply log in the user, which we will implement later on. In the same way we can do on the sign up page. When the user click on the create account button, first validate the sign up form. So anyways, now let's test our application. For example, the fields are empty. If I click on login, you see please write your email, please write your password. Similarly on the sign up page, if these are empty, then it will show us the errors. For example, I write the name and I click create account, then you see now on the email and password I get. Now if I write password for example and then I click on create account, then you see only email is empty now.